All right.
So imagine that they know that they're going to have to deal with something tough. Onslaught being the team that's pretty much won our last, like, 6 BattleRekts. Oh,
Jesus.
that was gross.
There it is, the BattleRekt Salt Miners. Oh,
Look at them. All 3 of them rocking it.
And definitely deserved versus Ninjas, reap what you sow. They have been so dominant in the North American region. All right, first map, semifinals. Let's see what Outcast, Eli the Creator, and Jeter have.
Good luck against this
the powerhouse.
Petrifying verse and then just using him as a rope to get closer to his allies.
Just with a well-positioned Petrify. Eli the Creator actually losing a lot of health to the rate of arrows. And now
Eli the end cap too. They're just going to finish him off. Easy breezy, orange squeezy.
Orange squeezy. The verse makes it happen. Nice and fresh.
Merge, merge. That was actually really cool. That was the same word, but a different recording. Like it was like a different audio bit. That's even cooler for more dynamic audio.
That was some.
They recorded him saying the same word in different ways.
That was some anime stuff right there.
That was.
They were shooting their fireballs at each other, and one of them had more power. One of them had more friends around him, so he was more powerful. Yeah, they were giving him their spirit.
I just want to see where you go. I was going to let you keep going. See how far down that rabbit hole you went.
Actually, we've straight up just said Dragon Ball Z on, on BattleRekt before.
Yeah, yeah. Shifu. One count against Proc T. He's not going to bite on that one. They'll reap what you sow now. Oh, he's actually going to get a lot of damage taken on him.
He uses the immaterial to try to mitigate a little bit of that, but gets weakened up, and that's going to.
What is going on right now?
Reduce his effectiveness.
This is
so far
disaster.
It seems like Praise the Sun's target for the initial opening moments of the game has been between Reap What You Sow and Ninjas, and that's been pretty effective. Nice use of the incapacitates here, and Rate of Arrows is going to completely whiff. Ninja's a little bit out of position. Will get caught by the dash, and that's going to have the Root Battle Right associated with it. Jeter's going to miss the jump.
Oh, just getting the end cap around that ultimate. Another double merge.
And I think it's highly unfortunate that Jeter actually whiffed the incapacity there. Could have really changed the field of battle in that moment.
Oh, they're getting so close to taking out one, and just before his ult goes off. But that means there is a full juicy orb sitting there right on the ground.
Oh, nice use of the whirling
cross kill, and he has a full ultimate he can go activate as well.
Eli the Creator a little bit in trouble, had to use his counter, but as usual, nobody procced it. He gets the ultimate, applies weakened. Now Outcast is gonna.
Oh, and the first stole the orb right from underneath Eli the Creator's nose.
What? He canceled his own ultimate. He got no seconds of it.
That was interesting.
He got 0 seconds of his ultimate.
That was very interesting.
Oh my god.
I'm loving the title, man. It looks so cool.
BattleRekt Salt Miner. It's great. I'm so happy that we were able to get that.
Huge shout out to SLS for being awesome.
Yes!
Coolest devs ever.
I want a title.
I want a title. Oh, Cheetah's gonna try and go in on a verse. I don't even. There's nothing to really call here. It's just a mess.
It's a lot about CC and control.
It really is.
It's CC momentum and how they trade their cooldowns. Getting CC is so important because that sets you behind. So these petrifies that are whiffing are actually pretty significant here. Ooh, procs the counter. Ninjas will be able to get out of that situation, and Eli the Creator has to spend a cooldown to try to sustain. I think he might be taking a lot of damage here if they can connect.
Oh, Outcast is about to get mulched.
All the characters are very exposed.
No, don't get
Outcast!
melted! Don't get melted by the sun!
Oh, and he does go down. Meanwhile, Reap What You Sow is just having the time of his life, spinning around. 3-0. Let's go. Easy.
So, that actually... Oh, my chair stuck.
That's not good.
It got close in the second round. I thought Brazen Sun actually had a potential shot at taking a round off of him, but Onslaught in the 3-0 victory, seeming pretty promising. Not a horrible surprise. We know they're a team that is very difficult to deal with, but it's kind of like the serious Shifu against each other. Like you said, CC is a huge part of it. Getting a fantastic Petrify or a really good end cap, or even chain them together, it allows you to just kind of ignore one, maybe even two, and just everyone can hound on a single person with really not getting punished, because you don't have anyone there behind you punishing you for ignoring them because you've hard CC'd them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that it's really, I mean, when you come across these compositions, a lot of it is down to execution, right? At the end of the day, there's really no difference between your characters. It's all about, can you land the hits? Can you land the skills? Can you land the abilities? Positioning comes into play for a little bit, especially as the game starts winding down and as the cooldown trading gets uneven. Positioning will help a lot. But what can you do when a verse is just constantly plinking away at you with his bow, doing tons of damage, and then you have ninjas constantly just pestering you with CC? I mean, Ninjas is one of the best serious players at actually landing his Petrify, and I think he uses it in very smart situations.
That was the team name. They were going to be the TPCs, the Trailer Park Combos.
Oh.
Yeah, they didn't do it.
Oh, Jeter's Legacy?
Yeah, Jeter told me they were going to be the TPCs. Either he forgot, or he's betrayed me, or he just wanted to watch me get excited to crush me. I really love the way you drink the water when the microphone's there, because it looks really silly.
I'm
pretty good.
A silly person.
But yeah, so essentially, they can CC a verse, and then try and Trailer Park Combo the other two, or they can CC one of the other two, and then they can just go in on a verse. But you don't want to let all three of them be around. You want to click that button over there, buddy?
Got it.
Got it.
Got it.
So, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be tough, right? And a lot of this, especially with these team comps, it's a lot of, like, reactive. There's 4 counters on the field, which are just the worst.
I want everybody to counter at the same time.
Just, yeah. That'd actually be really funny. We've seen, like, up to 3, I think, is the most
3.
we've seen at the same time.
3 is the most we've seen.
Pretty good if you saw 4, and then the other 2 guys just stood there. But the first round goes to Onslaught, formerly known as Legendary. So he's going to take map number 2. Man, I actually bit my tongue so hard that it's like throbbing. Like, it hurts.
Well, it's good that it's not bleeding, because that would actually be real bad.
Oh, I mean, the problem is like in the back by my molars, so like the more I talk,
oh God,
it's just getting worse.
You are not having a good day.
My body is just retreating on me. It didn't want me to get out of bed today. We're gonna try and go on a versus. Actually, I'm gonna try and spacebar back. Keep out of range of Eli, but he will actually hit that counter. He's got his full charges. Oh, what? All 3 of them! And then 2 in return. Eli's got to be careful. He's losing some health. He did have the protection of that Petrify around him just in case anybody was around. But he's going to get petrified instead. Who's going to get that orb? It will be them. Eli will get the M2 just in time.
There it is. Jeter's trying to play aggressive here, and he has actually a pretty good spot. Incapacitate onto Ninjas, and a verse might be in a little bit of trouble here. It all comes down to the cooldown trade. Nice use of the Petrify. Will peel for a verse, and verse gets away. But now here comes Jeter coming in aggressively, but there's a prowl to trade. Won't actually use it. There, finally it is. Uh-oh.
What the hell is going on?
Merge. Oh, nice target choice.
Nice.
Ninjas thought it was going to be a verse. Actually, really good decision making by Outcast and Jeter there. I really like what they did.
They know that their best shot is going to be to try and take down a verse, especially because they doesn't have a counter, so you don't have to worry about hitting that.
Praise the Sun actually got the center orb, and that's really going to help them in this situation. The verse going to use the X Prowl. Trying to get incapacitated, so we'll actually land both of them.
Oh, fantastically done.
Actually, really bad use of the meter, though, because now Verse is in trouble. He has to get away and tries to shoot, but
he knew it. He even started to pirouette his way out of that one.
Yep. Yeah, the Dragon Slayer, perhaps. I mean, I don't know what is called. Oh, joked! Nice juke. Banana. Delivery.
special delivery.
Oh. There it is. Nice. Praise the Sun get the round. I actually think they made a bunch of really good decisions there. Starting out with the triple incapacitate was very key. That helped mitigate a lot of damage. And I think Jeter's opened up a good pathway to get onto a verse and do a lot of damage, despite Ninja's getting that great Petrify to peel for him. And then, of course, target choice, swapping from a verse onto Reap What You Sow was the ideal situation there.
Yeah. Get in the first round, Praise the Sun, puts him in a good spot. You know, tilt can be a factor in this game sometimes. There could be some tilting going on. Don't know.
How many degrees tilted is the question.
I guess we'll see who wins this round, and I'll let you know.
Ooh, counters will proc, and Reap What You Sow gains a lot of momentum here. We'll see. Incapacitate from Eli the Creator.
Oh, they're taking a lot of damage off of Ninjas.
Reap What You Sow needs to find a way out. He needs to find a way out right now. Gonna spend EX, but that means he doesn't have Incapacitate. He can't get the bar. Is the orb gonna go to him? Yes, they will actually get the orb.
Oh, Jeter had to retreat on that. He was losing a lot of health as well.
There's the Incapacitate.
Was so much of the pitch just was completely removed with the triple incap around. Oh, but Reap, he used the material. He's getting really confident in his ability to heal up. There's a stun. He's gonna go down.
Really good connection onto Reap What You Sow in that game. Outcast and Eli the Creator both got to cleaving. Pushed out a lot of cooldowns. And that's kind of the story of Shifu just said, oh!
The double counter. That's going to be the end of
Here he comes! Urs gets chased down by 2. Nice Petrify from Ninjas. Oh, you're blind! I can't see! Oh, get impaled from the sides. That's actually really good.
Wow, that's 2 rounds. It looks like about a 20-degree tilt at this point.
10 degrees per loss.
I don't know, actually, I've never heard comms on a lot of these players, so I really don't know how they deal with losses. I do know that Reap What You Sow sometimes can tilt off the face of the earth.
10 DPL. That's the unit of measurement.
DPL?
DPL, degrees per loss.
That makes sense. Yeah, yeah. That's good.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, we've seen crazier things happen, but generally Onslaught always comes out on top. I think the added factor of having Croak in this cleave composition is really interesting compared to Averse on Jumong. I think Jumong works for the purposes of having consistent pressure and damage, also kind of being a target beacon. A lot of players try to chase down Jumong, and his kiting allows him to get out of sticky situations quite easily, giving him consistent presence on the field.
Eli took a lot of damage without being able to do much in return, but now Averse, good incap on Reap What You Sow. The pressure he puts on is pretty unmatched, so it's going to be tough. The Deceit from 1, we will see an incap followed by a Petrify. Removing Sirius with their support quite a lot, but now Jeter, look at how low he got. They might have secured the orb, but is it going to be enough to keep them in this fight? Will they get the reverse sweep? Who knows, but 2 rounds to none right now. Praise the Sun are looking to tie up the series.
Reap What You Sow taking a lot of damage in return, and so is Ninjas, and Jeter just barely gets out there. Oh, watch out for that! And, oh, didn't quite get the candy, and Reap What You Sow will come out on top. And Onslaught will get their first round here.
Oh, no. Leaving the orbit about 2 health, it look like. Him and Outcast, that's going to be it for them. Their first round of this map, Onslaught, have taken a round, but there's still only 1 away. They're looking down the barrel. Praise the Sun might be able to do it.
A lot of it comes down to the opening gambit. I mean, we saw there, Eli the Creator lost a ton of health there. And despite the fact that they actually bought back a lot of that health deficit, I think just too many resources spent, and Onslaught will not hesitate to punish you.
They do have 1 map, though. So Praise the Sun is looking to tie up the series. Even if they win this, they have to win an entire map after, following whatever the word I want to use here to describe the next one.
Let's see. What is the strategy here?
Win.
It's a good one.
I guess a better strategy would be not lose.
Not lose.
Yeah, I like that strategy more.
Sometimes
a lot less pressure.
You must not lose.
Winning sounds scary, but not losing, not too hard to do.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Unless you're against these guys.
Connects with the spear. Gets the counter as well.
Oh, Ninja doesn't get procced.
To damage.
He will post a selfie. He's going to put... he put the Petrify underneath himself, and Eli the Creator easily
Oh, tons of damage. Huge incapacitate.
Oh, my!
Landing the leaps as well. Jitters is going ham right now. Averse gets shreked. The coordination was actually beautiful in the Cleave in that situation. Jitters continually landing jumps, and then the incapacitate at the same time as Eli the Creator going in for the impale. And Jitters was able to land a bunch of left clicks, force cooldowns out of Averse, and then connect the incapacitate, and then tag teamed in Outcast, charge strike into the camouflage stun. Just too much pressure for them to handle.
Yeah.
I think they're going to take the first map here.
I'd actually really enjoy seeing the beginning of this round again. All that damage that got kind of spilled down to the bottom. I'd like to see what went right there for Praise the Sun.
I expect that Averse might make a character swap. He may opt to go. He may opt to go for the Taya, or actually something else entirely, but he may opt for it. Possibly.
It'll give him a little more dynamic.
In these kinds of Shifu Sirius mirror matches, it actually is very finicky, right? The balance of which way the favor tips, because it can go so quick. There's not a lot of decisions made, right? And typically, if you are a very skilled player at a competitive game, you want the most decisions possible so that over time, you just build up your advantage slowly and surely, right? But in Shifu Sirius, oftentimes the matchup is so one-sided and can swing so quickly that one incorrect decision can really cost you the rest of the game. We saw the round that Onslaught won. Eli the Creator got really low in that one situation, despite the fact that they fought back really hard, just was enough to close out the game for Onslaught.
Yeah.
The second time around, lots of early pressure went very successful for Jitters Legacy. And the case was very different, and there's not a lot of opportunity to try to claw your way back. You need to work really hard in order to do so. Yeah,
we can actually see the opportunity that was taken in that final round. Kind of when you and me were mentioning all that damage was getting dealt in the bottom to Averse, and who was it? It was Averse and Ninjas, I think, were both getting shredded on the bottom. They actually left Shifu, Ripu Jusou, they left him in the end cap. This is a great replay. I'm really liking, if you guys can see right now, what a sick replay. Take a look at that.
There it is.
There we go.
There it is. All right, Outcast gets a counter proc, which really hurts. Lands actually the charge strike on Averse, which causes them to use the black arrow. So now he's already running out of cooldowns, and watch, Jitter is going to land the leap attack, which continues to do damage. Double incapacitate at the right time after the jump lands, allows Eli to get that impale damage onto Averse, and then this tag team, now Outcast comes in to help Prismatic Strike, Charged Weapon Strike, and Camouflage Stun. So much damage that you just can't really handle. And I think that a lot of that comes down to just, again, that early pressure. Do not hit Sirius's counter. And especially if Sirius lands the initial Charged Weapon Strike, you're already weakened. Your left clicks, the value, like the risk, you need to think about it in terms of risk reward. If you're weakened and you're left clicking Sirius, what is the real reward you get out of it? You do half damage, you get one left click's worth. What is the risk? If he counters you, you not only take a bunch of damage, you reset that weaken timer, so now you're still useless for another 4 seconds or however long it is, right? It's just not worth it. And so many times when you're facing a Sirius, you just need to respect his counter. Do not choose him as your main target of choice. Just don't.
Yeah, I actually find the composition of Croak, Sirius, Shifu interesting because they've all got a really long, hard CC. All three of them, and we saw them utilizing it. I think that's the rounds they were able to come out on top are the ones that they were kind of just chaining their CC around the field just enough to mess up whatever it is that Onslaught was trying to execute. The moment you petrify somebody, you know, they're out for however long, right? Pretty long. It's like just over 3, I think. Then you can in-cap them. You have a Shifu, the tendon swing, right? He can in-cap.
Yes.
Then you've got another in-cap from Croak, followed by a stun from Croak. Like, just so many things that help you line up this massive damage or just kind of ignore somebody and just go on their allies. So now 1 map to 1 map. Praise the Sun, looking pretty good against Onslaught. A team that we pretty much deemed undefeatable for quite some time. I'm curious to know if they're going to be able to pull this off. And Averse did stick with Jamong.
Outcast does actually get value on his initial space, and counter doesn't actually get procced. Now, Reap What You Sow is out of cooldowns. A lot of counters pop by Eli the Creator and Outcast, but they won't get procced either. And now they're just going to have to concede to getting the center orb rather than try to push damage.
Cheater, be careful.
Outcast coming in to try to get some pressure on. 2 counters being baited out here, and there's the incapacitate. Lots of damage could come down.
They just ignore him. They're just going to go for Reap instead. Reap has to use his in-cap for protection instead of damage. We're going to see an ultimate come out of Outcast as well. They're looking really strong right now. 74% health pool to 55. Again, they're the ones putting on the pressure.
They need to get the center orb, but it will go to Onslaught, and that actually is a drop that should not have happened. They have so much control over this match right now. Look, Repo Yuso has not done anything aggressive for the last 30 seconds. They really should not be having trouble here.
Oh my, get shredded.
And again, they counter. They're doing so well baiting out these counters. There's a Whirling Blade, and Repo Yuso will fall here. But watch out for your health levels. Watch out for the cross kill. Weaken will help. There we go. They're just trying to secure good position here and close it out in a very neat fashion.
Wow. Are we going to see an upset, Rainey?
I mean, particularly this round, they're definitely going to be able to close it out. I think a lot of it comes down to, again, in the initial swing, Outcast got a lot of value just avoiding Repo Yuso. Repo Yuso went in to try to fight Outcast, and Outcast just completely sidestepped them. He uses spacebar to get away. Repo Yuso couldn't punish that use of the cooldown, and Outcast got the charge strike onto a member of Onslaught, which means that Onslaught just in general was less effective. Repo Yuso was clean out of the picture, could not reconnect in time, and then from that point on, just the amount of damage that they were able to put onto Onslaught was too much for them, and they had to play on the back foot, constantly running away. Repo Yuso using that immaterial aggressively in that moment kind of really hurt him. It's not feasible if both your counter and your immaterial are down to really stand and try to go toe-to-toe, because just by some incidental damage, some incidental cleaving, you could just die.
Let's see if they can take the next round. They're looking really strong. Praise the Sun keeping the momentum in their favor.
Outcast doesn't have Petrify any longer. Camouflage being spent. Counter actually being spent as a response to that camouflage, and that has to be a little bit of a mistake here. Eli the Creator trying to do some damage. We'll get the counter as well. Center orb will go to Praise the Sun.
They took a lot of health for it, though. Now take a look at this. Eli's got to be careful. His counter will get proc, though. He's going to be able to deal a little bit of damage to ninjas. He should probably back out, try and get healed a bit. We see a full ultimate from Outcast. We may be seeing it soon. He was about to, but he got in-capped instead.
Very nice use of the EX Prowl from Averse to avoid a lot of damage there, and I think that's really what's putting them ahead, is Averse's cooldown trading was really, really good.
Low. He wants to try and take it out on ninjas. Eli's there as well. If they can get the first kill on ninjas, they might be able to stay alive, but it's not looking great for them. They're probably going to, all three of them, one after the other.
In that particular, I mean, that game, I think, was just mechanics, right? Averse just outplayed a lot of the members on the side of Praise the Sun, was able to use EX Prowl at the opportune moment. Ultimate was awkward for Outcast, as well as a lot of Outcast charge strikes either got dodged or countered out. And I think on a really big thing in this matchup, too, is Sirius getting onto Shifu, right? Ninjas being able to apply Weaken on Eli the Creator greatly reduces the aggressive opportunities and the value of using something like Immaterial to do damage, because it basically necessitates you spend a cooldown to be able to be effective in the toe-to-toe. And things happen so quick when you both are melee champions and you're both always committed. If you take a Weaken debuff and you can't trade evenly for even a second, you fall so far behind.
Look at his first initiation. We see a Petrify in Averse, though. He's not able to deal a lot of damage or use a lot of cooldowns in the first few seconds of this match. They're all going to go down immediately on Reap. He has to use his in-cap as protection. They're going to remove two of them. Take a look at all the in-caps. So much. Seeker's Mark on all three. Incredible amount of hearts. You see this. Just, it's gross.
Oh, Eli the Creator trying to duel out, but he actually whips an Impel, which is very difficult to come back from in a Shifu duel. But it does come out on top, and now Outcast's going to use his ultimate.
Careful.
Does a ton of damage. He has his counter. The leap will actually proc it, and that's going to mean that Reap as a target is going to be a little more questionable. He's going to Whirling Blade as a response, and Eli the Creator is getting really, really low. Stood in it, did not have Spear, did not have any cooldown to kite away. And I think that is just discipline and tailored aggression. You need to know when your opportunity is ripe and when you have lost your opportunity. I think the instant that leap hit Repo Yuso's counter, he was not a viable target anymore.
Past the trials.
This music really is quite entrancing, considering the bloodbath that might be invited into. Onslaught now one round away from moving into our finals. Praise the Sun putting up quite a damn fight. Some of the strongest we've actually seen against this team comp.
I believe in the upset, but I also think that Praise the Sun need to return to their mindset and not get... I feel like it's very easy to be attracted with the idea of like, oh, we're going to take them down. We're actually going to eliminate them. And they're on the verge of doing so. They definitely have the decision-making and the mechanics to do it. They just need to realize that they have to execute at the highest level and can't let any kind of mentality issues stop them from succeeding. Which is, it's tough because this is a big team to go up against.
Oh, he has to use the material just to avoid getting petrified. Where Eli the Creator is not going to do the same in return. Oh, going right on a reverse. Outcast using the opportunity after it gets grabbed by Reap. They want to try and just go in on one. Oh no, his counter's not procced.
Outcast tried to make a read on a charge strike.
Oh no, it's actually really bad. Oh, actually great on Jeter to just kind of eat that for support.
Eli the Critter losing a lot of health. There's a Dragon Slayer, gets countered out. But Weaken gets applied onto Outcast, so he can't actually get full damage on it.
This is not good.
The cleave is coming down, and Outcast is real low. He does end up falling. And I think the opening moments of the match went really, really well. But kiting on the side of Onslaught is just a little bit too strong. They gain too many small benefits from just moving across the map that aren't the same. It's not true for the case of Praise the Sun.
That is going to be it. Onslaught continues their destruction of North American brackets. And they will take the semis, move into our finals. Praise the Sun. Honestly, one of the first teams I've seen, I think, come this close to taking down Onslaught in a long, long time. So serious congrats to them. I liked watching it a lot. You know, mirror matches can have its pros and its cons, but I actually thought it was really fun to watch them and how they dealt with this composition.
A lot of it comes down to Onslaught tightening up their defensive play, I think. I think before they were just too focused on being aggressive, just taking a lot of risks, spending their cooldowns to achieve little benefit. They were spending cooldowns like immaterial to try to get little bits of damage here and there. And I think once they pace themselves a little better and realize, hey, you know, we should probably just like spend cooldowns honestly against these guys. And when they did, they found themselves sustaining a lot better, just living across, extending the life of the game, right, making more decisions, and then that gave them little benefits that added up and ended up giving them a big advantage to which they could win off of.
With that semifinal under our belt.